Welcome to this lecture. Now let's learn another method to hook this client browser to our Kali Linux, and this is done by the ARP spoofing. We have already learned about the man in the middle attack in the previous lecture, where we used to be in the same network and we can execute, that is ARP spoofing, by getting the target, and basically we can just get any information that is inside that man in the middle framework. So we'll just make use of that because now we are as an intersection between the client and the router. So we are just acting as a router here for the client, and for the router we are acting as a client. That means any packet will go through us. So that is the usage of a man in the middle, because we are in the intersection part. We are just intercepting every packet flow from the client to the router, so that any request that is done by the client is through us, and any response that is sent from the router is from us. So what you need to do is, first of all, open the B framework. In this case I have opened it, and we have now the offline browser over here. So what you need to do is, now instead of just making that page which is used to inject the code, that is this hook code, in the previous lecture we just saw, we can just inject this script on that browser and we can run it. But now we are going to use that man in the middle framework. So let's write that code. We have already seen this code. So first of all, you have to use this man in the middle framework, and after that you have to just use this argument like ARP spoof, because this is the technique of ARP spoofing. And let's see gateway. So if you see, the gateway is the first network that is connected to this browser, or basically that is connected over here. So if I just say ifconfig, then this will be the IP address of the Kali machine, and if you see, the gateway is the first IP of this inet, or basically of this interface. So that means it will be 192.168.1.1. so this is the first subnet which is going to be the gateway. And the next is to add the targets. It should be targets. So the targets we want to hack is the machine, that is our client machine, 192.168.1. it is 14. so you could check the IP addresses. So let me check it. So you could see something that is IP config. To check it, and you could clearly see this is the IP address over here. And this is the gateway. You can see the default gateway right here. So the first subnets is your gateway, which is default gateway. So after the targets, you need to just specify the interface. In this case we are using the WLAN 0. And now let's inject our payload. So in this case the payload is going to be our JS URL. So let's make that JS URL. So JS and URL. So this JS URL is same as here. So let's go over here. So this is example saying this is the HTTP, and this is the URL that we want to inject to that website or any pages that the user is going to visit. So I'll just say HTTP, and we have to now give the IP address. You could see here, this is the IP address of the Kali over here, and the port that it is going to listen, and this is the hook.js file. So the IP address of my machine is right here, which is 192.168.1.11. so let's write that. So after that we have to specify the port, and now hook.js is the file that we want to inject. So this is our complete payload, and you could see we're using man in the middle framework for this ARP spoofing, because we want this target to inject this code in every of the website that it visits. So let's hit enter and let's run this man in the middle framework. Let's go over here. So it is giving us some error. So it is saying it has already been used, and the error may be because, so it is giving us some error. So let's reboot it. So yes, I want to terminate. Okay, let's open it one more time, and it is the Kali Linux. So okay, let's run it one more time. I've just rebooted. So let's open this beef framework again, and let's open the terminal where we'll just write that code. So over here, so I'll just write it down here. So let it first open the browser first. So let's log in first, and we'll just write the code one more time. So here what we are going to do is basically we have to write the man in the middle framework again. So man in the middle framework, and this is going to be again the ARP spoofing. ARP spoof and the gateway, and the gateway will be 192.168.1.1, and again the targets is unchanged, which is 192.168.1.14, and now the interface will be WLAN 0, and I want to inject, that is the URL over here, and it is JS URL, and that is stored in this HTTP. And let's see over here, it is in the IP address. Obviously we are going to give the IP address. Let's confirm the IP address again. So okay, it is not connected over here. So first of all, let's go to the devices, USB, and connect that external USB, and maybe now it is connected. Let's check this here. It is not connected yet. Okay, now it is connected. Let's wait for the interface now after it connects. Okay, it is connected now. So let's type ifconfig one more time, and it is the same IP address 192.168.1.11, and I want to inject, that is hook.js file. Let me hit enter. Okay, we had error, that is this must be JS URL. So let's go again here and let's edit that, because it should be double dash over here. Let's hit enter. Again we had left in the spoof. So let's go one more time. Let's hit enter. Now our man in the middle is running, but now we have to go to the client side, and now in this case we don't have to open the URL that is basically the server of the Kali Linux. We can open any website. Let me say bing.com. I'll just open this bing.com, and let's go back to the Kali Linux, and let's see. So we have now this again the browser, and you could clearly see now this is the host, and we got back access to, that is to the same machine. Now you can again run the same command like the social engineering command, which was the same command, and you could see now we have this complete browser access. So this can be also done by this method, which is this man in the middle attack. So what we just did was we just made use of this framework to inject this JavaScript code, and basically we saw how this can be done in the previous lectures too, but in this case we are only injecting this URL, which is this URL containing the hook.js in the website that we are visiting. So this will be wrap for this lecture. See you in the next one.